Always great catching up with my next guest, Pedro Munhoz, is going to be back in action against Kyler Phillips, UFC 299, March 9th. It is a stacked card. Pedro, how are you, man?
I'm pretty good, man. How about yourself?
No complaints. I'm not going to be fighting on this really big event, but before we talk about the matchup itself, was this the right amount of time off? I know obviously you got a lot of things going on outside the cage. You got coaching. You've got, obviously you're a dad as well. Was this the right amount of time off?
Yeah, definitely. It was actually a good amount of timing, special for like little injuries that we have like along the way through training camp. Hard fight and things like that. So was I was not rushing to go back at it. As soon as I got the call to fight Kyler Phillips here in Miami, I was very excited about it. I was actually you know, training and coaching, very active. And, I think it was probably like 8 or 9 weeks
Okay.
when they let me know, when they told me that I was going to fight. So I was just perfect amount of time just to get you know, the skills, and to get the fight, the training partners, to get it a good looking for fighting Kyler Phillips.
Let's talk quickly about your last fight against Chito Vera. It was close. I actually went back and looked. I don't know if you know, there's a website called MMAdecisions.com where media members can submit their scorecards. 13 media members scored the fight for you. Only 3 scored it for Chito. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that. It's first time that I watched the fight many times, and you know, but knowing that was the first time I didn't know about that.
Okay. Well, what did you learn the most from that fight? Again, it was really close, and obviously Chito's now fighting for the title. I mean, you were right in there with him, a guy who's going to be fighting for the title next.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Just actually the last 3 4 years I've been fighting, like good amount of good fighters, a good amount of good fighters, and definitely a lot of the fights has been very close. And the right one, right before the last one against Cheeto was against Chris Gutierrez, too. Very skilled, well-rounded fighter. I thought I knew the fight was going to be hard, and we got the victory that night. Going against Cheeto, I was training, but we got the notice of 5 weeks if we could replace Cejudo. That's when UFC approached us and asked if we could fight Cheeto. It was 5 weeks, but like I said, I'm always training. My mind is always prepared to fight. Here in American Top Team, training, coaching. I'm always um, busy. With training, helping fighters, getting ready for fights, and myself, and training with my coaches, keeping sharpening my skills. Still active, still I get very excited every time that I get the chance to fight. It's something that I still love to do, and still get fired up, and that's the reason that I still doing what I do, and going there and against Cheeto was feeling good also. Like I said, we have a 5 weeks of preparation. Cheeto is a great fighter, very tough, durable. We knew that, and whatever happened in the fight happened. We rewatch the fight, to get some adjustments and the technique wise, and keep improving, keeping growing, keeping getting better as an athlete, as a professional fighter.
Talk about Kyler Phillips, 11-2 record. Stylistically, how do you feel like your style matches up against his?
Yeah, he's not alike, but it has a lot of things in common with the last 3 4 fighters that I fought. Tall guy, skinny, long reach, well rounded. And it's gonna be another fight that we're gonna be ready for it, and it's gonna be just another hard fight. I know he's gonna be ready too, and like I'm ready, and the best man will win that night.
Certainly will. You mentioned being at American Top Team. It's a big gym. I know there's a lot of fighters in and out of there, but is there any sort of main training partners you're working with, and anyone you're working with a little bit more than others for this fight?
Yeah, we have always a lot of Russian guys lately coming a lot for the last couple of years. We have just a bunch of Russian guys, Dagestanian, Chechnya, Russia itself, Moscow, St. Petersburg, Siberia. We have a lot of Brazilians. We have Europeans here and there. Denis Sabatello, Adriano Moraes, Kyoji, all the training partners that I have been training lately since I moved here 7 years ago. So I keep training with the guys every day. We keep, learning from each other. And like I said, we always have a lot of fighters coming in and out. And every single time that I get a chance to train, to test myself with these guys, upcoming, younger, undefeated, I always like to test myself, and I'm super happy with the performance that I keep putting in trainings, and that's the reason that I keep doing that, because I believe in myself, I believe in my skills. I almost a vet on this sport, but I don't feel like that. Let's say mentally, I still like waking up every day with a lot of desire to go in the gym, spar and train, get better, and fight. That's the main thing of my life. I like to, I like to to compete at this level, something that I like to do, body responding well, and just another big fight coming up.
Your corner, who will be in the cage with you for this fight?
My coach, Conan Silveira, Anderson França, my boxing coach won't be here, so his son will be fighting in Italy. Adriano Moraes fights one championship. It's a good friend of mine, good training partner too. And it's gonna be a local show for me, right? So I'm just a few miles away.
Yeah, it's a big advantage having that for sure. That's going to be great. How do you see the fight playing out on March 9th? How do you see it unfolding?
Yeah, man, I see um, it's going toe to toe, you know, and I see myself knocking him out or submitting him.
We obviously have a big fight coming up here this Saturday between Merab Dvalishvili and Henry Cejudo. I was curious how you think that one plays out. Merab obviously looking to get that title shot, and Henry looking to get back to a title shot.
I would have taken Merab in that one. Just it's more active lately. Let's say it's a little younger. Skills wise, they're both really good. Wrestling, strategy, and fight skills. I'll take Merab in that one.
Okay. And then obviously I have to ask you about Chito Vera and Sean O'Malley. You fought both of them. How do you see that one playing out in the main event of your card?
Yeah, I won't be surprised if Chito beats him again. We cannot deny that Sean O'Malley is a good fighter. I always say that. I never say anything. Um, I never say that he was not a good fighter. He's definitely a good fighter. I always sees that, very skills wise and long, tall for the division, good precision, good boxing. Chito Vera is the opposite. He's not as skilled as Sean O'Malley, but he has the durability. He has the durability over Sean. So it's not that Sean is fragile, but in that fight against Marlon, Chito Vera, and against a former teammate, Andre, something Asian guy, he got hurt, with the same ankle that he got hurt, Cheeto's fight. I know after that, that didn't happen anymore. I don't know, whatever he had to take care, he did. He hasn't shown that weakness on the right ankle lately. Cheeto kicked him right there in the knee, on the right knee, and that's when he's starting limping and his foot is starting turning numb. That's how he was flipping his foot and he was able to be standing. Um, you know, I'm definitely being rooting for Cheeto. Just just because.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What about your fight against Kyler here? If you get a win here, you've always kind of been hovering around that, contender spot. Does that sort of put you back there with the win here, kind of close to a title shot?
I guess, I'd be very close before, number 4, 3, I
Mhm.
guess. And, I just kind of like went back a little bit, some tough losses, some fights that kind of like, pushed me back on a little bit. I think like I'm a little far, might be like a top 5. And my focus it's on this fight, like the other fights before,
Mhm.
And if that it's gonna, and then beating him, it's gonna put me in a better position, so be it. And then if it doesn't move me too far, or I stay in the same position, like what happened with Chris, I stay as a top 10. So I gotta keep fighting. I gotta keep doing what I do best.
How much longer do you want to keep fighting? Because you keep saying it, like you mentally you're there, you're performing well. Even your last fight, like I said, it was a close fight that some people felt could have been scored your way. Do you just take it fight to fight, or do you sort of have an idea in your head how much longer you want to keep fighting?
I'm 37. I'm feeling good. I'm thinking like I want to fight until 39, so another 2 years, let's say. Let's say this whole year, next year, 2025. I was thinking something more like getting close, So no, for like 2, 3 more fights. I just had like a new contract.
Nice.
UFC wanted to re-sign me, so I still have a whole contract, and desire to fight still is still there, and like putting those good fights, those good shows. And in life, if fight it's something that I have been doing since I was like kid,
Mhm.
teenager, competing too, like jiu-jitsu a lot. So it's definitely something that I have been doing for a long time. I like to do what I do, and and I like to test myself. So let's say, so like I said, I'm 37 right now, feel good, no major injury that um disturb me or doesn't allow me to perform well in trainings or even in fights. Some injuries here and there, which just with the time it helps like heal, but like nothing too big, like surgery, anything like that. And like I said, we always training here with the best fighters, so my body responds very well. Um, I always have the internal talk with myself, and I feel good, man. So, was very, 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 very fortunate and blessed. Be able to just re-sign a new contract, which is gonna allow me to fight 2, 3 more years.
That's great.
This gonna be just the amount of time that I wanted to fight until I ended up my professional career. I think at 39 years old, it's it's time.
Do you see yourself going into coaching after your career's done? Again, you just mentioned it there. You got a couple more years left. Going to see how the body feels, but it seems like coaching is something that has worked out really well for you. Is that would you say that's what you're looking to do?
Yeah, that's something that I already took that route here in American Top Team. Lately, I have been coaching a developmental MMA program, so we get a lot of young upcoming fighters coming here to American Top Team, and these guys going straight to my classes. So it's a part of American Top Team program, and it's something that I like it. Even before signing UFC 10 years ago, I was always teaching mixed martial arts. That was before making money with fights. That was something that I was doing to live, and I always felt happy in doing that. I couldn't see myself in doing anything else besides what I do, and it's nice, you be able to help, you know, the upcoming fighters, the new crew, the new school it's coming, and in being involved, being around the MMA community, not just to live for good, but it's still like around, you know, um, in training. helping them as much as I can.
And making time for interviews, Pedro. I really appreciate it. We're looking forward to the fight. It's UFC 299 coming up here on March 9th. If there's anyone you'd like to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors or social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
We're good, man.